Ricky Leg, you call Montel, you call all these people. Nobody can find your baby mother. I mean, your wife. Your wife. Your wife. Your wife. Hi guys, welcome to Tasha Reacts. Welcome to Tasha Reacts. Everybody's doing well, everybody's doing good in the hood. Hi, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tachassociety. I do hair, makeup, everything beauty over there, mostly hair. And then I do have another channel called Tasha Jean where I do story times. Check me out. Let me put my disclaimer out there. Before I do, this is a reaction channel, so I will be talking. And I feel like I have to add that on my disclaimer. I am a reaction channel, so I do talk through these videos. If you are not interested and you just want to hear the story, you don't want to hear me talking, I always leave the person's information down in the description bar. Let me get through my disclaimer. If the person comes up to me and say, hey girl, you don't have the right to be sharing my video, I will take it down because I don't care. I usually leave the person's information down in the description bar, TikTok handle towards the end of the video. Anywho, anyways, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me. All the love you guys have been showing me. I truly appreciate you. My phone is dying. I will be looking on my side because my phone is on the stand. Okay, so let's get started. All right, y'all. I've been thinking about telling this story for a long time, and it wasn't really until I went to therapy last week that I was like, let me tell this story because there might be some people. Now, y'all might not go through something similar because this is very much wild, but you might be somebody who, like me, is very solution oriented. Give me any problem. If I can find a solution, I'll be okay. But if it's left up in the air and if stuff is unknown, it's going to stick in here and I just got to get it out. So there might be somebody who watches this video that I can help for one, but also it's a detective low-key and can help me. So let me tell the story about how my dad died and then I saw him in the airport in Atlanta. Possibly, probably, most likely. So I'm going to take it back. Growing up, my father was not around. My mother did not speak about my father. If he came up, it was very much a let's change the subject, or if she did say anything, it was not a positive thing. So of course, growing up, I wonder who my father was. I did have a little cute Nike box that had a cigar in it, a picture of him and I when I was very small, in my birth announcement, and like my very first pair of Nike shoes. So I would go through it. You know, my baby daddy's out, you know, I will have to talk about them. I will not sit here and say, you know, sometimes when you complain about your baby daddies, my baby daddies are not, I'm not going to sit here and say they're deadbeats, but I feel like a lot of them, when they go through a midlife crisis, they disappear, right? So I'm not going to call my baby daddies deadbeats. That's a deadbeat. That a father who will disappear, never come around and be like, oh, hey, I'm, you know, whatever. My baby daddies, I'm not going to sit here and play it off like my kids don't see my baby daddies for years. Nah. You know, my son's father, you'll see him probably like, he'll come holiday season, oh, that's when he's active. And then he'll disappear. Like, so, like his birthday's in December, my son's birthday's in January, his daughter's birthday's in February. So you'll see my son's father hard. But this year, he wasn't really active. And I know sometimes when you get new relationships, that changes you. But he'll pop up here and there. Like, you know, summertime, he'll be with my son a little bit, and then wintertime, whatever. But some men feel as if, like, I have a baby and the woman has to take care of the kid. That's it. You know, some men, it's not, I feel like women use that deadbeat word so easily, you know what I'm saying? But that man right there, that all you remember is you have a picture of your dad and a cigar. Yo, how do you have the heart? Your kid, you know, that hurts me. Like, that hurts me for her. Like, my inner child, I had a great dad, but when I hear other people talk about my dad is gone, my dad's doing life, my dad even whatever, I haven't seen my dad, my mom never seen my dad after she told, like that, like you don't know how much that affects a child, you know. There, and I would smell the cigar and I would just imagine what he was doing who he was. Yeah, but it was not a conversation in my house at all. So I turned 18 and got married extremely young. And I absolutely know that that was connected now. Not having a father. My ex-husband is somebody who was very strong, opinionated. He was very protective. So this was absolutely connected. Not having that dad growing up caused me to get married extremely young. Got married at 18, got pregnant at 19. When I got pregnant, I was very sick, and I had to move to Charlotte with my mother-in-law and my husband because I could not work. Around 1920, around this time now, MySpace was the thing. MySpace was popping. So I got on MySpace. I began to think about him. So I searched my father. We're going to call him Larry for this story. So I searched and I found somebody who I felt like was him. So I reached out, inboxed them, said some things. Does this sound familiar? Do you happen to know this woman's name? All the things that would stick out if he was in fact my father. Well, sure enough, not too long after I inboxed him, he inboxed me back and said, I've been waiting for this day, some other stuff. And long story short, we exchanged numbers. We started talking, and red flag number one. Red flag number one, raises his hand. So while we were talking, he said, I've been looking for you for your entire life. I wrote Oprah several times. I wrote like all these people.
He wrote who? Oprah? The celebrity? You don't know your baby mother's family, her aunt, her sister. Isn't that a shame? Especially if you're in the birth certificate, you can get, they would find the parents for you. If you really want, baby, I tell you, my baby daddy number one, you're my baby daddy number two. If I take these kids away, baby, they will fight me. They will fight me. Like, how do you just sit here and say, oh yeah, I've been looking for you? You don't know the baby mother's family. You don't know a sister or aunt or cousin. Like, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with Rebecca. I'm just saying, that's your name. I don't know your name. Nobody? Baby, if you really want your kid, baby, my baby daddy, I used to act like a baby mother at a point. I did. And I did. My daughter's father used to be like, my daughter. That's my daughter. He would do everything in his power. To a point I was like, Tasha, you can't be a baby mother. It didn't last long. We fought for a week. But the way that man went hard for his daughter, I was like, all right, Tasha, put your little feelings away. And literally, he'll tell you, I didn't do this forever. We went through our little spits and spats. But baby, my daughter, he called me, Tasha, I need my daughter for real, for real. Yeah, I'll drop her. I feel as if, like, you really want your kid. Like, my son's father, he really want my kid. He'll call my family. I need my son. Where's my son? He'll call my daughter, his whatever, my son. And who am I to take him away? My son will tell you. Tasha, he calls me in there. We'll fight and argue. But if he calls me, Tasha, I need Jeremiah, I will drop Jeremiah. He will pick up Jeremiah. If he wants, we go halfway, we will do it. But right now, I know how it is when men get new women. Some of them drop their kids. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a thing. They want to enjoy their youth. They want to enjoy their relationship. And they feel as if you're the mother, you have to take full responsibility. But that is not fair to her. You've been looking for her. You went to Oprah. Show me the letter. Show me. Your lie pits on fire.
People that he wrote all these talk shows, Montel Williams, Sally Jesse, Ricky it was really weird that it was the talk shows, but this is what he said he did. And so I'm just finding him. So I want to talk. I want to hear the stories. I want to hear what happened. I want to know who he is. So I kind of let it slide, but we had, at the time when I was younger growing up, I had his last name. Him and my mom never got divorced, and she was in the military. So if you wanted to find me, Granted, we didn't have MySpace, Facebook, all of that back then, but the military don't play about.
Wait a minute. Mr. Liar Pants on Fire. You're still married. You're married. You wasn't just a bang, bang, chicka, bang, bang, and left. That is your wife, your ex-wife. If you don't... to the left, sir. Yo. I tell you. What? So you call Maury, you call Ricky Lake, you call Montel, you call all these people. Nobody could find your baby mother. I mean, your wife.
Family dynamics and all those things. If you wanted to find me, you could have absolutely found me. You chose not to, but so that's red flag number one. So I find him, and he's telling me, you know, what he does. He's telling me about his son, who he's saying does not speak English. He is with a woman that he calls his wife, but again, him and my mom never got divorced, so, you know. But he is in Europe, so that might be something different. So I was born in Germany. He never left Europe. At the time when him and I spoke, he was in Amsterdam at the time. He told me that he played... He said for a while he played professional sports. Who knows? Nothing online about this. But he said when I found him, he was currently owning and operating one of the biggest security companies in Amsterdam. Now, again, if you are a detective, sleuth, you pick it up little clues. You can find out my maiden name. Look up this security. If you find him, let a girl know so I can close this chapter. But anyway, let's go back to the story at hand. He was saying that he owned one of the biggest security companies in Amsterdam, and he provided services in the red light district for the likes of Stedman at one point. Not the red light district for Stedman, but security for Stedman, which was weird because, again, another Oprah reference. It's given he loves Oprah very much. So he's telling me about his life, sending me pictures of my grandparents, his family, his siblings. He tells me that he's a twin. He did say his twin's name is Rose. But I'm only speaking to him at this point. He sends me a picture of him and I. He's telling me stories about, you know, everything that happened back then. So I'm like, okay, so I really want to see you. Like, he's saying he's well off. He does all these things.
So he's well off. He has a new family. He has a wife, but you abandon your daughter. You have money. You owe all this money, but you abandon your daughter. Why would you even brag about that? What was the point of that? How do you think that's going to make her feel? What? Instead of trying to build a relationship, hey, I messed up, sweetie. Let's try to figure... You're talking about, yeah, I got a wife, I moved on, da-da-da, but she's not really my wife because your mom's still married to me, but... What? But you have a daughter. But you raising some... I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, a lot... And this is not just him. A lot of men will meet a woman, and because they're not with that woman no more... They don't care about their kid, even though it's with them together. That's y'all kid.
He is in Europe. He's in Amsterdam. But, I mean, I'm either pregnant, very, like, at the end of my pregnancy, or I had my son. I can't remember. But I'm like... Let's meet. Like, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna fly to Charlotte. So over the span of, I want to say, like 6 months to a year, that was the thing. I'm coming to Charlotte, I'm coming to see you, I'm flying out, but it will always be something that came up. And one time it was even, I'm at the airport at Charlotte, but I gotta go type thing. So I'm getting annoyed at this point. So I kind of fall back a little bit. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. He being real weird. If he doesn't want to see me, that's fine. Let me not get my hopes up, because I mean, my hopes were up, and when it didn't happen, I would get very like I don't like getting in my head. So I kind of fell back. And then I want to say now we're at the next year, and he's like, I'm coming. And at some point we're on the phone and he's like, I can't hear you. I'm in my helicopter. I'll call you back. And I don't hear from this man for like a year. So I'm done. I'm like, I moved back to Virginia.
Not him acting like you like one of his side pieces. This is your daughter. Yo, this is your kid. Got you, I'm in the helicopter. Yeah, I'm living my best life, but I don't have time to come see you. You in the helicopter, you can't come see your daughter. You can't tell the helicopter, can you go there? Since you have private everything.
I'm good. I don't really want to, get into it. He emails me, I'm really sorry. A lot was going on. I really want to have a relationship with you. Please forgive me. Okay. Within the span of, I had my son when I was 20. Within the next 5 years, I have 3 more kids. So at 25, I have 4 children. And then I'm really at the point, I go back to school. I have 2 jobs. I have a double major at ODU. I'm really to the point where I don't have time for anything extra that's causing me stress. So I completely wash my hands of the matter. 2013, my family and I are on the Ellen show. So he reaches out, congratulations. Again, I'm really sorry. I want to, know my grandkids. I said, if you're not coming to see me, I have nothing for you. I don't, stop calling me. Like, if you don't want to come out here, have a nice life. Goodbye. He reaches back out and says, okay, I understand, but I just want you to know that I'm in LA. I'm going to be on Law and Order, and I just want you to be proud of me, and here's the episode that I'm on. Y'all, hold on, I'm thirsty. This man, he says, I'm going to be on Law and Order. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's always a little bit of hope. He sends me a video of him in acting class. It's this little sad white room. With some wooden chairs and another person. Now I'm like, I know.
You know there's some people that's just compulsive liars. I know a person that will lie through their teeth. Like, compulsive liar. And he probably really believed what he's saying. They just come up with something like, oh, let me go in front of the camera. I know people that will lie and convince you about their lie. So, she don't give a damn about none of that. She wants you to be her father. Can you be her daddy? She don't care if you got money. She don't care if you're not helping her. Why does that matter? What you trying to I feel like you're trying to impress her. That's not impressing her. You're not active in her life. Daddy.
Sir, I know you've been in Europe for a long time. You can't possibly think. And he knew I was in school for film. He knew. But I have a TV. You cannot possibly think that I'm thinking this is Law and Order. So I'm real done now. Like, I need you to stop lying to me, forget you know me. Don't even worry about it. My bad for reaching out. Like, my bad. My mother didn't even say nothing, and she was right. I understand, sis. I get it. So, by 30 now, 30, 31, I get divorced. It's so much. 30, I get divorced. That was 2017. So I hadn't heard from him for a really long time. Something happened and he did reach out again, found that I got divorced, apologized for what I was going through. Again, I'm keeping it real simple and short because I don't have nothing to say to you. Every time he reached out, I really did feel like he was eventually going to say, the little girl inside of me eventually was going to be like, I'm coming to see you. Because again, I just like solutions and I like the ending. So every time I would say, I'm done, forget, leave me alone, all of those things, there was a part of me that still was like, but I want to see you. I've never seen you. I was 2 months when my mom left Germany. Like, so I still wanted to, you know, see. So every time it would be that little inkling. So fast forward past that, 2020, 2021 happens. We have COVID. He calls again. And he says, I almost died. I was in a coma. I had COVID when I almost died.
You sure that's not my baby daddy? My baby daddy told me he had an aneurysm, a heart aneurysm, and he almost died. I said, oh yeah? Show me the papers. Show me the papers. You was admitted in the hospital for how many days? And you had an aneurysm, a heart aneurysm. You bled to death. They took out the blood. You're not dead no more. Some people, sure, I don't get it. Like, even the last dude I was talking to, the last dude I was talking to, he used to always, like, when he used to disappear, and he'll be like, I was in the hospital. I said, what hospital? Send me the paper. Because you have to get discharge paper if you go to the hospital. Send me the paper. Send me the record. She should have been like, oh yeah, let me see the paper. Send me your discharge paper. Go to health chart. What's it called? Epic. Not Epic. What's it called? Health chart? Chart where you can see your stuff. Tell them to send a copy. Because they always send you the discharge paper.
I almost died. I just really, you know, when I woke up, I just wanted to reach out to you and really say I'm sorry for everything, for not being there for you. I'm proud of you. All the things that you see on movies that they say. So I'm like, okay, cool. Glad you're okay. But again, not having too much for him. So 2023 happens, and I get a email from somebody who is the name that I know of my brother. So I'm sure it's my brother, my dad's son. And he says, I want to reach out. I've been wanting to reach out to you. Can I have your phone number? So I was like, sure. Gave him my phone number. My phone rang. Now, mind you, my father told me years ago that my brother did not speak English. So, you know, the person I'm talking to is speaking English. And he's sending me, he knows about me. He mentions my family, my children. He mentions the Ellen show. He mentions things that only my father could have told him. So we're talking, and he's like, yeah. And he says his name. He says Larry passed away. Larry has some heart issues. And then basically his organs gave out, and we lost them. Before he died, we patched things up. So apparently they had some issues as well. And we also have another sister, and he gave me her information, and he gave me her social media. So I see her on social media. We exchange a few conversations, not too much at all. Looking at her, does she look like me? I mean, I can see people in Walmart who look like me. I don't know. We share some similar things, but who knows? Again, we can, I can look like a lot of people. Ooh, traffic. So he tells me that he dies. When he says the heart thing does stick out to me, because throughout my life, my later life, I did have some issues. I had to wear a heart monitor. I was in the hospital a few times. I had some issues with my heart. So I was like, oh, dang. Like, okay, well, can you send me the medical stuff so I can give this to my doctor? He's like, absolutely. I'll send it to you. I'm also going to send you the link to the funeral. The funeral is maybe, let's say, Saturday. I think he called me like on a Tuesday. The funeral was that weekend. Now, this is also a week before my college graduation. So all this was happening at one time. But I'm like, yes, send me the link. I'll tune in. We're talking a few times back and forth through text messages. The day of the funeral comes, there's no link at all. I do not reach out, but there's no link to the funeral. I do reach out about the health things. He keeps saying he's going to send it. Nothing is sent at all. Excuse me. So he goes ghost. I don't hear from him at all until October 2023. October 2023. That same year, I get a text that says test. So I text back, I'm here, but nothing. So was that my brother? Was that him? I don't know. Again, he called him Larry. Maybe that's a thing. Again, my brother is, his mother is European. For all I know, he's only lives over there. So maybe that's a thing over there. Maybe you call your parents by their first name. I don't know. But again, more questions that need answers. That's the last time I heard from from him, was October 23. Now, when he said that our father passed, I'm online. I'm looking for obituaries. I'm looking for the funeral. I'm looking on social media for rest in peace things.
Your father better not lie. Yo, that is why I don't hope he's dead, but I hope you are dead. You put this girl through this emotional turmoil. Why? Why? What is the point? Like, what was the reason? You should have just left on red. You should have just ignored. I hope you didn't fake your death, because that's not cool. That's not cool.
Any type of combination that you think you can put in a search box, I did, and I found nothing. So my initial thought was, maybe they don't, do obituaries in Europe. I don't know what happens over there, but they do. And his name is kind of common. It's kind of common for one particular race over there. So when I put his name in and put obituaries, like, all these other people came up. But the things that I know of him, I would put in the search, and there nothing came up. So that was very weird to me. Very weird to me. But I thought about it. But never really had never had any answers. Never had answers to how he died, why he died, really, through the medical documents, and never had any written proof of that. So low key, I was thinking, okay, so him and my mom really never got divorced. I'm his first daughter. Is this like a life insurance situation? Like, I'm gonna tell her, but I ain't gonna tell her, so they can't. I don't know. that crossed my mind as well. But also, it crossed my mind, like, is he really gone? But I also was telling myself, maybe that's me being hopeful. Again, that what's going on. So that was 2023. Fast all the way forward till October 2024, I go on a work trip to Utah. I get back by flight to Atlanta. I get to Atlanta, and if you know the Atlanta's airport is very much so take trains, planes, or automobiles to get to your next flight. So luckily, my connecting flight was literally right across from my flight coming to Norfolk. I'm flying Delta. I get off my plane to go sit in my other gate. And the gate that I'm at, Norfolk, Virginia, it's not like wherever you're gonna sit, that's where you're going, pretty much, at that airport. So I sit in my gate and I sit down, and maybe directly across from me, but maybe I don't know, 20 something feet in front of me, I look up and I'm like, that look like my dad. But I'm thinking, like, he looks familiar. Now again, I've never seen my father in person since I was a baby. But I look up and I'm like, dang, he really looks like my dad. But he has a hat on, not too low, has a hat on, a regular shirt. And my dad he was in shape, muscles, all of that. So I'm looking across, and at this point, I think I'm staring. And he looks up at me, and he looks down, and he looks right back up at me. And I can see him kind of hesitate, and then he puts his hat down low, and he kind of does like this, and he keeps like fidgeting. So I text my friend, and I'm like, yo, I think my dad's in the airport. I wish you was here, because I couldn't get up and say nothing. I couldn't get up and go talk to him. But the gentleman, he kept kind of catching me stare and look at him. He kept like moving, so I couldn't really see his face any longer. But he did it. He got up again. My dad had a very unique, like, we shared all of this is given. That's your child. But he looked up, and like I just felt, anybody who knows me know my intuition is very much that girl. My throat got tight. It was just I'm calling back later. My throat got tight, and it was a day. But he got up. I watched him get up and go to the counter and change his flight. So yeah, I really just want answers. I really want to know if that really was him. I really feel like it was. If that really was him, like, you faked your death, and then the karma is me seeing you. Like, why are you coming to Virginia? Why are you coming to Virginia? Let's get on a flight together. Let's fly together. Let's have a conversation. So anybody that's watching, if you are a detective sleuth, if you can figure stuff out, let's inbox me so we can figure out where this man is at, if he is under or above ground, because I need a solution. Thanks, y'all. Well, hey, y'all. The last 24 hours, I got a lot of questions related to this story about my father and this airport situation. And I figured I'd just come up here and answer them because it's faster. And I just wanted to first say thank y'all and say hey, because low-key, y'all don't play about me already. So y'all my internet cousins, and I appreciate y'all, because this really was a jarring and crazy experience. And just to be able to laugh about it, it really helps, and I'm glad I did it. So thank y'all, and hey. So the biggest question I got is, why didn't I get up and go talk to him? And I couldn't. I was frozen. I couldn't.
But what if it really not him? You know, there's people that look like people, and then sometimes, like, I'm just saying, if he is dead, right? He passed away. Imagine you going up to somebody and like, hey, are you my dad? Are you Michael? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he obviously doesn't want to be seen. So what is the point? Like, sometimes some people will say, like, go, it's to us as an outsider, it's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But to her, this is more emotional. You have a dad that been playing games with you. You finally get in contact with him. He make all these promises. So now you're grown and he's being a deadbeat grown. It's different when your parents is like, your dad ain't ish. F your daddy. Your daddy's a deadbeat. Bye, my mom. And then you finally getting answers and he's showing you that he's exactly what it is. That's different. And then the man dies. You don't get your closure. You didn't get to talk to him. You didn't even have to have experience with him. All the promises that he made for you, you didn't even get that closure. And then you see somebody that look like your dad. It could be a mind thing too, like your mind is playing tricks on you. You know what I mean?
Couldn't, and just, you know, you have thoughts, and to kind of be faced with the thought that, oh, you really did lie to me. You really didn't want to see me, and you're not only alive, but you're going to the state that I'm at with no type of plan to see me. Like, that was just, I couldn't move. Even talking about it now, it's like this whole area is heavy, so I couldn't get up. People are saying try Ancestry DNA. So, funny story. When I was on Ellen, I actually won. It wasn't Ancestry DNA in particular, but it was one of those 23andMe. I forgot the name of the brand. It was a while ago. But I did do that. When I got my information back, y'all, I never get answers. When I got my information back, the number one region that it said that my DNA was Bosnia. Number 2 was Peru, and number 3 was Mozambique. So that was not helpful at all. There was no concrete relatives at all. So that was a buzz, and I kind of just left that to the side because I didn't even want to really explore that. Questions about my mom and my dad, have me and my mom talked about it? Absolutely not. She is not interested in talking about him. Again, whenever he was brought up, she would quickly change the subject, and that was not a topic that she was interested in. Have I talked to my siblings from him? I have not. My sister was raised by a different guy, and when I talked to her via Instagram, I got the impression that she was not interested in talking about him really at all. She kind of just was appeasing me because I was giving her information for my brother, and she just was kind of like, hey girl, like I'm not tuning into the funeral, but by all means you can. But yet again, there was no funeral information. And finally, yes, he had social media. He had not been active before he passed away, or did not pass away. His Instagram profile says that he was an ex-Navy SEAL, but there is a website that is truly dedicated to him being a fake Navy SEAL. So more lies. But yeah, but I have been given his sister's information, so we'll see. I'll let y'all know. Okay, cousins, we got a real quick update. I was able to connect with Aura on this app, the app of TikTok. I knew that y'all was gonna come through. And Aura has been working today to find me some information, possible closure, and she has uncovered his life in LA. This man was a celebrity bodyguard. She has sent me pictures of him with reality TV stars, and she sent me video of him being Wiz Khalifa's bodyguard. She found a picture of him when he was younger. She found out I think she found the marriage license because she asked my mom's maiden name. So sis is working to find out what's going on. Again, I'm just looking for a closure, because like I said in my other videos, the hope was always there. Now granted, if this man lied about his death, there's absolutely, I don't want to build a relationship, but I do want to close the chapter. I never had any kind of father figure, so when I finally found my father, it was like, okay, I can be able to have that type of relationship. But then when he passed away, I was able to close that off in my mind, but then thinking that he might still be here opened up another weird door. So I just want to be able to close it and really just be able to move on. And this process and sharing this with y'all has been the catalyst to be able to do that. So Aura, thank you for all your hard work and what you're doing, and I'll be back. Hey cousins, this is the finale. I just spoke to 2 of his nieces who confirmed that he in fact did pass away. And I got some proof. I was able to get a link to the funeral. So I don't know who I saw in the airport that day. A lot of people asked, was that his twin? No, his twin is a woman. So I don't know who that was or why they behaved that way. I have no idea. What I do know is that moment brought me to this moment, which got me some answers and final closure. That relationship just was not one that was supposed to happen. So yeah, thank y'all for listening these past few days, and now we all can move on. Peace.
I'm sorry that the outcome didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out. I'm so sorry. Because it's different just finding out like who your dad is, and you hear about it, and it's different like you finally met this man, talk to this man, set up times to meet him, and then he disappoints you, and then he passes away. It's like, dang, you didn't even let me have a chance, but everything happens for a reason. Love on those kids. Be a great example for your kids. And I pray that God blesses you with somebody that will show you love and protect you and give you that love you're missing. Because I know how hard it is to have wanting love. That daddy love is very important, But I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for sharing this story. I didn't talk as much in this story because I think the other story too, I didn't really talk much because these stories were really interesting. Like, I felt like I was lost into it. But baby, I want to say thank you again for everybody who has subscribed to me, showed me love, showed me that you gotta die for me. I'm thankful. I'm forever thankful. I thank you for guys for that like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Shop my money for me, yo. Pounds and euro, that is so. No matter how much it is.
you.